And here we go once again, ladies and gentlemen. 3 rounds this scheduled in the bantamweight division. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner, is a mixed martial artist standing 5 feet 8 inches tall. Official weight, 135.5 pounds. In 11 professional bouts, his record stands at 7 victories and 4 defeats. Fighting out of Carlisle, Cumbria, England, here is handsome Jordan Desborough. And next, his opponent across the cage, fighting out of the red corner, a mixed martial artist standing 5 feet 6 inches tall. He weighed in officially 134.75 pounds. And in 15 bouts, his record stands at 8 victories and 7 defeats. Fighting out of Abertillery, Wales, here is Kris Edwards. Referee in charge of the action is Mark Goddard.
Referee Mark Goddard about to get this one underway. 3 5-minute rounds in the bantamweight division. Brad Wharton and Josh Palmer calling the action. Kris Edwards in the grey pattern shorts. Jordan Desborough in the white with blue trim, and we are underway.
Desborough immediately opening up with some early range strikes. Not finding the mark. A much more precise leg kick from Kris Edwards there.
Desborough does some of his best work grinding away from that top position. It's going to be Edwards with the first takedown, though. Desborough seemed happy to accept that.
Exactly, did accept that bottom position. Looking to climb those legs high. See if he can work for a submission off his back. He's got head control here. We've seen some really good work from Kris Edwards when he's been on his back. Not too much in the top position, which is what we're getting a bit to see here. Very unusual to see a fighter leave their hands on the mat as he is, though.
Edwards, a lot of experience, belying his age, only 24 years old, and 8 wins and 7 losses on the record as a pro.
Nice, Desborough, I think he's going to look for a heel hook entry here. He went back to butterfly hooks, and he's used it to drive deep, and a lovely sweep from Jordan Desborough.
As we saw in the Brett Johns fight, the sweeps and the scrambles, Desborough really does excel.
Yeah, and he knew exactly what he wanted to do there. He was in full guard, re-established butterfly hooks, went for his sweep of choice. Good head control here as he sprawls out really deep. See if he tries and rags him down to the ground or he gets the knees to work.
Edwards taking a move out to avoid the knees to the head, and Edwards able to turn things around. And the crowd here chanting Desi, the affectionate nickname for Kris Edwards. Not entirely sure where they're getting that one from, but
he's managed to connect his hands, but good work from Desborough to shrug him all the way back up to the upper body clinch. Looking for the Uchimata.
Richard Shaw in the corner of Kris Edwards, barking instructions to his man. Such an important fight for Kris Edwards here, home soil. He needs to turn that run of bad fortune around.
It's almost make or break time for him. It really is. I mean, you feel so bad for him because he's looked good in all his fights and the decisions just haven't quite gone his way. It's not like he's been outclassed and stopped at any point. Just hasn't quite managed to get the momentum going. Desborough with a good body lock here.
Referee Mark Goddard's asking for a little bit more. Desborough has been looking for the takedown, none coming so far. I want to hear your predictions watching at home. Use the hashtag CWFC72 on social media. Join in the conversation.
Desborough occasionally getting that head to work. Good shoulder shots.
And there's the restart from referee Mark Goddard. Desborough and Edwards back in the center of the cage. Both men looking to find their range. Looping left from Desborough, didn't find the home. Goes down to the body.
Nice
shots there.
Yeah, good short uppercut from Desborough. Immediately looked to cuff the back of the head and throw a few strikes that were a little bit different and unexpected from Edwards. Definitely finding the mark.
That uppercut looked like it jacked the head of Edwards a little bit, but we know he can take a shot. He's been in some absolute wars here on Cage Warriors and elsewhere.
Desborough's trying to get that head to work, but he's just a bit taller than Edwards, which makes it A little bit harder to get underneath your opponent's chin with it. See Edwards trying to fight back with his own forehead. But it's good pressure here from the Mancunian.
Desborough fighting out of SBG mainline in Manchester. The SBG family enjoying a lot of success in mixed martial arts at the moment. Kris Edwards looking to put a damper on that here, though.
Small cut under the right eye of Kris Edwards. No doubt caused by those short forearms of Desborough. Doing a good job of occasionally sneaking that frame in and landing those short inside shots. Hasn't really tried to decisively change level yet.
Well, it was the level change from Desborough last time that got him caught. He left a little bit too much of a gap. And the knee came straight in the middle, so you've got to know he's going to be wary of that this time.
I mean, we can see this grind is the game plan of Desborough. It served him very well in this first round. I wonder what the game plan of Kris Edwards is after that early takedown and getting reversed.
A nice knee there from Desborough and a punch behind him. Staying active till the end of the round.
Good first round for Jordan Desborough. I think he's probably going to take it on the judges' scorecards. Stayed very active on the inside, driving up against the fence, causing a bit of damage to Kris Edwards.
We're going to take a look at some of the action from that first round. Body kick there. Edwards going in for the takedown. Desborough is more than happy to accept in this beautiful sweep here, Josh.
Yeah, lovely sweep, just jacking his man up, turning him over. Edwards managed to get back to his feet, but Desborough did some really good work of driving the Welshman up against the cage, grinding out the short shots. These uppercuts were lovely.
Beautiful stuff there from handsome Jordan Desborough. And a nice knee up against the cage. Left hand just missed. We're going to head into the second of these 3 5-minute rounds. 10 minutes left to play with for these two bantamweights. Both men weighed in successfully yesterday. Edwards ever so slightly shorter. He's 24 years old, Desborough is 22.
Parrying from Desborough there, sorry, from Edwards, and a really nice shot that countered very deftly by Jordan Desborough.
Yeah, Desborough does have a few knockout losses on his record, but it's incredibly unfair to maybe say that he's chinny. He's knocked out by guys 2 or 3 weight classes above him, and that hellacious knee from Martin Sheridan. He's been in some wars as well. He can take a shot.
Desborough again looking to grind Kris Edwards out on the fence here. Trying to get that forehead to work. Really use it like a 5th limb to off-balance your opponent. Just makes it generally uncomfortable as well.
Desborough putting the shoulders in there. Edwards with a nice reversal. Let's see what he can do from this position.
Somebody's balance is going to go here, and Desborough's trying to turn his man again.
Desborough does a lot of good work in close. Shoulder shrugs again from Jordan Desborough. An underutilised technique in MMA.
Want to stay there, work, please.
Perhaps a shoulder shrug KO should be on the bounties list. Of course, a number of spectacular finishes
Right, last time, work that
on the
position,
main
please.
card.
Want
If
to
you
stay
get one
there,
of them,
work.
$2,000 in your bank. Bonus for any fight from the main card who finishes in the distance as well as the standard fight of the night, KO and submission. A lot of bonuses available here at Cage Warriors 72.
Edwards managed to reverse the position. He tried to drive forward, but he was just met with double underhooks from Jordan Desborough, and you're never going to break through the frames a guy can have when he has that level of control over your body. And again, Desborough looking for those short inside elbows.
Stop, guys. Stop. Turn around.
Mark Goddard separates the fighters. Wanted a little bit more action. Desborough with a leg kick. Edwards answers back with a nice straight right. Textbook counter.
I was just going to say, classical counter to those low leg kicks. Like see Edwards trying to get his hands working a little bit more.
Head kick from Desborough. Landed right in the neck. Not too much power behind it, though. And Edwards soliciting applause from the crowd with every technique he lands. A lot of support here for the young Welshman. Edwards told me yesterday he had a great weight cut. Just looking forward to getting in there and having a fight after a break from action. A nice short right-hand counter from Edwards. Desborough taking a quick look at the clock there.
See what Edwards can do with the dominant position against the cage here. Good fundamentals attempted by Desborough. His back was a little bit too bent there, couldn't really get his spine in alignment to generate the kind of lift he needed. And again, Desborough is going to grind on Jordan Edwards. Sorry, Desborough's going to grind on Kris Edwards here. Burn down some more of that clock.
Desborough very good at winning rounds. And he's wearing Kris Edwards out here, Josh.
Stay there, stay busy.
Edwards looking for the reversal.
See how immediately Desborough drops his weight low, looks to pummel, get his arms back inside and really try and shoehorn the leverage onto getting Kris Edwards back up the upper body, and he's earned a really good position here, body lock with the head control.
Crowd getting behind Kris Edwards, willing him on. It's not helping thus far. Jordan Desborough shutting Edwards down here in this second round.
Stop.
And Mark Goddard again calling for a break.
I think good decision by the referee there.
Nice combination from Edwards, looking a bit more lively now.
That's exactly what I'd like to see from him. A bit more movement, a bit more work with the hands. He's been spending a lot of time in recent years working on his boxing.
Perhaps a sense of urgency from Edwards. Oh, nice 1-2 from Edwards there.
Oh.
But Desborough with another reverse. He's so good.
I mean, the takedown was lovely. It was set up with punches, change level, really fluid movement. And Desborough read it the whole way.
He's
Just
so
at the last
good.
moment reversed.
So good at turning situations to his advantage. We've seen that a number of times in this fight and previous fights from Jordan Desborough.
That's a much tougher round for the judges to call than our first. Both guys having their moments of dominance up against the cage. Just have a look at some of the replays there.
Whiskers away from landing that kick up the middle was Edwards. Desborough again stealing a takedown there. Short, sharp shots up against the cage from the SBG man, and a nice head kick landed. Body kick there, short right-hand counter from Edwards, who pinned Desborough back onto the cage with that.
It wasn't long before Desborough turned that around again. It was good to see Edwards get the hands to work, but he did spend a lot of time getting pressed up against the cage. And this is a lovely takedown, and then just last-minute inside hook from Jordan Desborough to reverse the position. A lot to think about in that round, and a lot for these guys to play for.
And Josh, talk about the mental aspects as well. You've been fighting for a takedown, you've been looking for it, and just as you think you've got your man off his feet, you end up on your back yourself.
It's a killer. I mean, it's almost worse than just having a takedown point blank blocked. You think you've got it, and at the last minute your opponent gains the dominant position. Fortunately for Kris Edwards, dying seconds.
Edwards open with a nice flurry there, but Desborough all over him.
The cage saving Kris Edwards there. Desborough trying to change the angle. The guy can anticipate moving in one direction, but you take him in 1, 2, 3. It's almost impossible for him to stop those takedown attempts.
Desborough sticking to his man like glue here, up against the cage. They're in Kris Edwards' corner, where he's taking instruction from Richard Shaw. The young man from Abertillery, Wales, is perhaps going to have to start doing something here, Josh. We're going to have to see a sense of urgency from the 24-year-old.
Yeah, I mean, I think both these guys have got to appreciate that they need to really try and seize every round of it.
Desborough perhaps getting a little careless there, and Edwards getting the hands off. Beautiful level change by Desborough. Goes in for the double leg takedown.
See immediately that post from Kris Edwards. Desborough having to hug both hips really tightly as he tries to move to the side of Chris Edwards. It's going to make it all the tougher for Edwards to post and stand back up.
Desborough now locking his arms around the body of Edwards.
See if he can pop out with a good position on the back of Chris Edwards here. I mean, that was brilliant fundamentals from Chris Edwards. Did everything he needed to do correctly to stand back up, but it's still going to be wearing on him. It's still going to be tiring. He's having to carry Jordan Desborough's weight all of this time.
Edwards with a couple of knees to the body there. Mark Goddard warning the fighters they're going to have to work if they want that position. Edwards doing his level best to improve his situation, but Desborough crushing him up against that cage. One of the big questions going into this fight, Josh, concerning Jordan Desborough was how would that knockout loss affect him mentally, and by the looks of things it hasn't. Edwards now though, a reversal of fortunes.
Yeah, Desborough's trying the sweep. He got in the first round, possibly to a heel hook transition as well, but Edwards has stopped it dead and is landing some excellent ground and pound here. Oh, X-guard.
Desborough looking for a toe hold here.
Oh, he's got a lot of leverage with this.
Jordan Desborough trying to crank that toe hold.
I think the floor might be saving Chris Edwards for a second here. Oh, and we've seen this position before, but Desborough backs out. We're in inverted guard here for Chris Edwards.
And Desborough, it looks like once again will come out on top in the scramble.
Yeah, he's got the opportunity to pass the guard completely here if he can pop his leg out from that awkward tangle.
Just 90 seconds to go, and this is not where Chris Edwards needs to be.
No, closing seconds, and Jordan Desborough with side control, what he's been searching for the entire fight.
Looking for the Kimura perhaps.
Yeah,
not going to get it from there.
Good guard retention from Chris Edwards, but he's got a minute to work. He cannot sit here. He's got to look for submissions, look to stand back up. Closing your guard is no good at this point.
Just under 1 minute for Chris Edwards to get something done here. Desborough on top. And Edwards' corner telling him he has to go now. He has to do something. Desborough landing the elbow in short though.
Really good. Oh, he's working for the armbar. Trying to push off, create the angle. If Desborough can get his shoulders back in line.
Mark Goddard just issuing a brief warning there to Edwards about toes in the cage. You can use your foot to push off.
Oh, good work from Jordan Desborough, hunting for the back.
Scrambles going on here. Jordan Desborough looking for the rear naked choke. 10 seconds to go.
Well, really nice to see him progress that dominant position, looking for the neck crank.
Neck crank here from Desborough. He's not going to have enough time. And it's over.
I think Jordan Desborough may have done enough in the dying moments of that round to take that third round and probably the fight by decision here. But it is a close one to call.
Jordan Desborough looking a little frustrated with himself there. But we knew going into this one it was going to be a tough, close fought battle. Let's take a look back at some of the action from the third round. A nice opening salvo from Chris Edwards, but Desborough crushing his man up against the cage. Body kick from Desborough. Edwards caught him with a couple of shots there.
Good
Tried
shot.
the takedown on the level change.
Yeah, level changed really nicely. This was another good takedown attempt from Desborough. But that was a strange moment. I couldn't quite work out what prompted him to give up that position. Edwards trying to create the angle in the dying seconds, but not able to do so.
And a great show of sportsmanship between these two young men. They've been great sports all week. They wanted to go out there and put on a show. And that was a very hard-fought contest between these two young bantamweights. The judges' totals are in. Here's Joe Martinez with the official decision.
Well, fight fans, after 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards. Here are the totals. Both Leatherby and Oglesby have it 30-27. Judge Ben Cartledge, 29-28. All three for your winner by unanimous decision, handsome Jordan Desborough.
After a big break, Jordan Desborough is back with the win. And more heartache for Kris Edwards.
Yeah, you've got to feel for him because that fight going the way so many others did, just not able to get something going enough to take the decision and just getting ground out over the course of the 3 5-minute rounds.